So, about a month ago, I expressed my concerns with Godzilla Minus One, where I weaved the tale of how I was initially excited to see new Toho-made Godzilla movies, and was super excited that they were coming out again. I was hoping for something that would give us the best attributes of the past three Toho eras of Godzilla. The fun spectacle of the Showa period, the continuity of the Heisei period, the budget and higher standards of the Millennium period, all topped off with actually engaging characters. Only to then be sorely disappointed by some of the worst films in the entire franchise. Up to the point I didn't even bother watching Singular Point, which I will watch at some point, but I am not going to waste my time on it now. Because the real question of the hour is, was Godzilla Minus One a good movie? Yes, for every foot Godzilla is tall, times 9, yes. Finally, a worthy installment. This movie will be legendary!
There it is!
Yeah, I have never been so happy to be proven wrong, period. This honestly captures half of what I wanted to see in the new Toho movies, and it just runs with it. Which, let's talk about it now. It basically goes back to its original allegorical roots, with some elements of Shin Godzilla thrown in. This time, he represents the metaphorical ghosts that must have haunted survivors of the Second World War, and how the added destruction of the atomic bomb's lingering presence made it harder for Japan to heal. If I am wrong about this, please correct me and I will acknowledge it in the comments. Speaking of which, yeah, Godzilla, while not overly expressive, does show actual emotion. Hallelujah! He actually shows basic emotions like aggression. He shows signs of a somewhat intelligent creature. In my original Minus One video, I said I hated seeing Godzilla portrayed as a mindless brick of wood. But, to also clarify what I was saying, I also never said I wanted him to be like a squash and stretch Looney Tune either. This is basically what I was hoping for. When I see Godzilla in Minus One stomping, smashing, and chomping up soldiers, he's not doing it out of mindless anger. He's doing it out of actual, directed aggression. Unlike Godzilla Earth, who just blows up stuff because, well, he looked at it funny. And let's be honest, a Godzilla with a basic mind, something just good enough for him to understand basic concepts and actually respond to them accordingly, is far, far, far more terrifying than a mindless force of nature that just does nothing, do nothing, and just acts not even for any real reason outside of just it being a force of nature. And guess what? For the first time ever since the original 54 film, I actually gave a about the human characters. Yeah, I like the main character. I like his story of redemption, but also learning to move on from his past trauma. I like the not wife he has, and how she gives him motivation. I like the little found family they form. Multiple people torn apart and ruined by a great disaster who had no prior connections coming together for a common reason. I love that. I love the found family trope. The action, while not high octane, is honestly some of the most suspenseful in the entire franchise. There is literally a scene that basically references Jaws, and I love it. The pacing was great, the visuals look really good, honestly better than what most of Hollywood is putting out nowadays. Man, I could keep going on, but there's just so much stuff to talk about with this movie, it could fill up its own video essay. But with how my mind works, I will probably prioritize the negative essay before the positive one. just to make the latter a little bit sweeter. Yeah, I don't think it beats out the original 1954 film, but it's easily in the top 5, maybe even top 3 for my personal favorites. And it is, without a doubt, probably the best Godzilla movie in this current era of kaiju films. As of right now, at least. And it definitely earned a solid 9 out of 10. In any case, I was proven wrong. My old video is outdated, and I am happy it's outdated. Now go watch the movie, it needs the money. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Undead Sonic 89 for his courteous $30 pledge on Patreon. Through his support, both this channel and my second one can keep making bigger and better projects. Thank you tremendously for your support.